Hello! Halloween is approaching. It is coming next week on Saturday. Ooh, the spookiest day of the week. I thought, why not make a little video reading some horror stories? Before we do that though, I think we need to be a little spookier, kind of bright, kind of happy, right? I'm gonna go and get some spooky things ready and we'll be back for some horror. So my shirt, trick or treat. Oh, you didn't see that. It has the tattoo sleeves. Yeah, I'm all ready for Halloween. I have a bat hanging from my fan too. It's pretty special. I had my friend send in a horror story that she wrote. I actually haven't read it at all yet, so this reaction is my reaction. I think the light's getting darker and we're getting spookier, so yes, spooky. Are you ready? This is called The Fear of Commitment. I'm just kind of hoping it doesn't get too real right now. I don't know. Oh, I see blood. I'm sure it's probably scary. Alright, I'm ready. You ready? Let's do this. The Fear of Commitment. Her fork clattered to the floor, eyes bulging as she tried gasping for breath. But the man had already sucked the air from her lungs. She desperately clawed at him to get away. All she wanted to do was escape. Escape the horrid man and the box. That cold, dark box that took away her breath. He reached down to her, grabbing her wrist and clenching her skin in his hand. From her free hand, she wrought down sharp nails into his fleshy cheek. Blood spurted out from her fingertips as two of her nails ripped from her hand and embedded themselves in the man's cheek. There was an inhuman roar from the man. That was horrifying. So sorry. There was an inhuman roar from the man, and drunk with rage, he released her. He fell forward as she ran. His face was matted with blood, tears of pain, and sweat that intermixed on his face and oozed down his neck. The strange concoction plopped down into the box, that horrible, cruel box. That dastardly box that sucked everything good out of the man's life in an instant. That box that held his future, and his love was stained red as he slowly bled into it. His tears were more bitter now, as the blood stained the diamond engagement ring, and he felt his inner demons laughing at his pain. How was that? Hopefully you liked that. That was actually really cool. I don't know, she said she wasn't totally done with it, so that was kind of sad though, but also good. I feel like that is my life. No, I don't. Oh my god. No, I don't know why I said that. I'm sorry. That's all I've got for original stories, so I'm gonna look up some Halloween stories online. Someone said not even scary, and then the other person said this is freaking creepy. Scared me half to death. Wow. Don't Turn on the Light. Retold by S.E. Schlosser. She commandeered the room in the basement of her dorm as soon as she realized she would have to pull an all-nighter in order to prepare for tomorrow's final exam. Her roommate, Jenna, liked to get to bed early, so she packed up everything she thought she would need and went downstairs to study. And study, and study some more. It was 2 o'clock. When she realized that she had left one of her textbooks upstairs on her bed. With a dramatic sigh, she rose and climbed the stairs slowly to her 3rd-floor dorm room. The lights were dim in the long hallway, and the old boards creaked under her hair-weary tread. She reached her room and turned the handle as softly as she could, pushing the door open just enough to slip inside, so that the hall lights wouldn't wake her roommate. The room was filled with a strange metallic smell. Oh, I know where this is going. She frowned a bit, her arms breaking out into chills. There was a strange feeling of malice in the room, as if a malevolent gaze were fixed upon her. It was a mind trick. The all-nighter was catching up to her. She could hear Jenna breathing on the far side of the room, a heavy sound, almost as if she'd been running. Jenna must have picked up a cold during the last 10th week before finals. She crept along the wall until she reached her bed, groping among the covers for the stray history textbook. In the silence, she could hear a steady drip, drip, drip sound. She sighed silently. Facilities would have to come and fix the sink in the bathroom. Again. Her fingers closed on the textbook. She picked it up softly and withdrew from the room as silently as she could. Relieved to be out of the room, she hurried back downstairs. It's getting darker, sorry about that. The lighting's probably gonna change so much in this video. Yay! Don't sit in front of windows. If you're ever filming, don't do it. She picked it up softly and withdrew from the room as silently as she could. Relieved to be out of the room, she hurried back downstairs, collapsed into an overstuffed chair, and studied until 6 o'clock. She finally decided that enough was enough. If she slipped upstairs now, she could get a couple hours of sleep before her 9 o'clock exam. The first of the sun's rays were beaming through the windows as she slowly slid the door open, hoping not to awaken Jenna. Her nose was met by an earthy, metallic smell, a second before her eyes registered the scene in her dorm room. Jenna was spread-eagled on top of her bed. Spread-eagled I can't take that phrase seriously, I'm sorry. Jenna was spread-eagled on top of her bed against the far wall, her throat cut from ear to ear, and her nightdress stained with blood. 2 drops of blood fell from the saturated blanket with a drip, drip noise that sounded like a leaky faucet. Scream after scream poured from her mouth, but she couldn't stop herself anymore. Then she could cease wringing her hands. That was a weird sentence. Let me try that again. Scream after scream poured from her mouth, but she couldn't stop herself any more than she could cease wringing her hands. All along the hallway, doors slammed and footsteps came running down the passage. Within moments, other students had gathered in her doorway, and one of her friends gripped her arm with a shaking hand and pointed a trembling finger toward the wall. Her eyes widened in shock at what she saw. Then she fainted into her friend's arms. On the wall above her bed, written in her roommate's blood, were the words, "Aren't you glad you didn't turn the light on?" I mean, is it the best? But it was pretty good. It wasn't recording for the last of that story. I'm really sad now. I don't know where it got cut off. Dang it. This is the real horror story, friends. Making a video and the camera cutting you off while you're in the middle of it and you don't realize. I think I might just shed a tear. Those were a couple of horror stories to get you in the mood for Halloween. I hope you enjoyed them. I know I was looking down at the laptop the whole time, so it might have looked like my eyes were closed the whole time and I was just sleep-talking horror stories. Yeah, maybe I do that. I hope not. That would be pretty disturbing. But anyway, cool video, right? What am I saying? Cool video, right? Yeah. No. But I hope you enjoyed. I hope you have a great Halloween. I'll be putting out another video. I'm doing a tutorial all about making an evil fairy costume for Halloween. And it involves this flower crown. So if you're interested in that or wondering how I made this, stay tuned because that video will be going up. And I'll leave a link to all of the stories that I read, except for the one that my friend wrote because that isn't anywhere besides my email. Yeah, I'll leave them all in the description. So thanks for watching. I'll see you later. Or not. Bye!
Just levitate.